So what is that? What is a hash?
So hashing, right? This used to be.
It's marijuana precipitate.
This used to be the thing in Kumamoto. So somebody would organize a race in the area they live in, so they have intimate knowledge of like the sweet spots. And what they would do is before the day of the race, maybe in the evening, they would set these false trails using little piles of flour every 50 meters or something, right? And then the day of the race, everybody gathers together, a little shindig, hey, what's up? My name's this, blah, blah, blah.
If it rained and turned every little flour pile into a cookie, it'd be pretty easy to follow the real.
When I organized the hash, it did rain that day, and flour is quite resilient to water. So that they stayed. So when the race starts, the guy that organized the race starts running. He's got a flour bag on his hip. Every 50 feet, 50 meters there, he throws down a little drop of flour. After 10 minutes, everybody else starts running and tries to catch him or her. But there's all these false trails that the person organized laid out. So it's hard to actually follow the correct trail, which makes it fun, right? And then there's these beer stops. There's these beer stops like throughout the fucking race, which are called beer nears. You see a big on the ground in flour written is BN, which is beer near. And you go to the cooler and you fucking.
There's a cooler there.
There's a cooler in the bush. In the bush with some beer. And you pound that shit and you're like, I'm gonna get that fucking hair. And then you keep running, right? And then you try to catch him.
So do you have to touch him? If you see him up ahead, like dropping his little flower and looking over his shoulder?
If you catch up with him, if you see him, I think that counts. It rarely happens. Only like the fucking triathletes will catch the hair. And then at the end, everybody finally gathers together. That was great. We saw some awesome places. And we have more beer. And then you count that back, and that's your hash.
We gotta do this. It's a fucking beautiful tradition.
Listen, I appreciate the tradition. I wanna, you know what? Let's do this. Can we work this out, Reed?
We have.
Yeah, man.
So
I definitely haven't been doing marathon training to actually run in a marathon.
So it shouldn't actually be that long. Like max would be maybe 10 kilometers. But because of all the false trails, you end up running quite far. And then there's a YBF, which is a you've been fucked, and that's a false trail that is fucking long. And if you ran that fucker, you're pissed. But then the clever people will be like, I'm not gonna.
Ends with a YBF.
Yeah. And then you beat off whatever it is. You shoot yourself. But the clever people will be like, fuck retracing my steps. I imagine this is where the real trail went. Cut through some countryside, eat some rice, whatever, do your thing. You're probably gonna find catch some fucking warthog. You're probably gonna find another little drop of flour somewhere, and then you get back on the trail. And if you see
did you ever catch the hair yourself?
No, dude, it's hard. Only like the real runners, like real.
Yeah, I would never invite my boss. He's like a marathon nut. He'd catch anybody in like 10 seconds.
But I mean, there's
how much of a start?
Pretty much at almost every major intersection, you're gonna have false trails. So it's hard. The thing is, what happens is you get some suckers that run out ahead, and then they like find all the false trails, and then the other people that are going kind of slow, they know not to go that way. Because if you're friendly, at an intersection in flour there should be a cross, and then the nice jets will cross out this arrow or that arrow, so you know to go this way.